I want to do a reading today on what do I really need to know? What do I really need to know in general? And so we're going to start out with the question, what do I need to know about the spirit of my mother and the spirit of my father? So we're going to start out with the spirit of my mother. And so we're going to do this as a spirit mother. This may not be your actual mother, but the spirit of your mother. And so these are different things, and they want to answer a lot of questions about this. Okay, so we're going to start out with these cards. And so that's all we're going to ask. And we're going to do a spread. Okay, we're going to do the Celtic spread. That's new and interesting. So that's okay. So as I'm shuffling here, my intention is to know and understand the energies that are needed. Okay, complete. All right, so in the center we have the devil. And we have the energy here is what is the underlying energies. And so I think that is, there we go. We're going to zoom in to starting here. So that is the underlying energies. And we're going to go ahead, my gosh, and pull all the cards. So the crossing energy then is the seven of swords. Okay. Whew, the underlying energies are the lovers. Make sure. Okay. And then we have, the recent past, the Five of Cups, the crowning energies, the Death card, the Four of Cups, and then we're gonna do, for clarifications, the Nine of Coins. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out since, there we go. The Nine of Coins, the Three of Cups, interesting, the Judgment card, and the Nine of Swords, which is ultimately the answer to the question. Right? If we're doing this particular spread, which is interesting in and of itself. Okay, so I want to just allow Source to come through and let us know what we need to know about these energies and what is going on. So we're going to pull the cards from the bottom of the deck as well. And so we have the Page of Coins, the Queen of Cups, and the Tower. Okay. So the energies here are really showing that there's a lot of resentment is what I'm getting in this particular Devil card. And it's really, and this one, there are actually two energies here. There's the big one, and then the little one. And so when we're talking about the energy of the mother or your mother in particular, it's really showing the energy that a lot of people are working through. So what it means is that you likely came into this life with the intention of working through these underlying energies. And the devil is a lot of different things, but compassionate isn't usually one of them. And calm isn't really one of them. And demanding, however, is a word that kind of comes to the forefront, right? And so energetically, this woman who birthed you is making you feel like the time in the bottle is escaping, like this life is something that you need to shelter yourself from because of the energies of the two of you together, truly. And so it is an energy of manipulation. It is an energy of being focused on a very mundane life. And in general as well, I'm also getting a little bit warm. And it is summer at this point when I'm doing this reading, but it's kind of showing me that it's like you feel as though there's a lot of things going on around you, and all you're trying to do is kind of shelter yourself from the storm. So that's the underlying energies, is the storm. It is this person who thinks that they have power over you, and you just feel like, I really don't want to deal with that. I really wish that I had more time to work through the energies that we had together in a more dynamic way, in a different way. But the way that you're asking me to do it here, I'm really feeling like I'm just in the way of what it is that you're trying to do. And some of this has to do with, you may have felt like whatever you needed to work on or get through wasn't really coming through because it was all their stuff. Okay, so that's the underlying energies. And then the crossing energy as well here is the Seven of Swords, and you can see in the window there is a bird, and there's kind of curtains blowing and leaves, and someone is coming in the window. And so this is an interesting one, and what I'm getting here is that you were intending to be the only one and really just working through just these energies because of how big they were. And the Seven of Swords is showing like this sneaky way of getting in these other things, meaning that your, if you want to call it contract, I really look at those as just kind of a safety net, was to do with just this one thing. But they're coming in with all of these swords, right? And it's like all of these other things then are coming in, and the leaves and the stagnancy begins. Okay, so that's the energy. And so we look then at the underlying issues. It is the Lovers. And the Lovers card is really ultimately a choice. And it meant that because of the energies that they were in a lot, and the energies that they chose to bring in with them, and that they chose to bring in karmically that you had zero intention of working through. And this may have been other siblings, it may have been other energies as well. And so it's showing you that you had a choice. And the choice was, do I choose to go with the original plan? Or do I choose to leave? Meaning, do I choose to work through things like I had promised to do by coming in and allowing this mother to be my mother? Or do I choose to leave? And so if you're still here, ultimately, in some regard, you chose to be here. And so it is the underlying issue is you chose to work through these energies in this life, and you chose to continue them the best way you possibly could. And they want to clarify this energy as well. And so they're also saying that some of these sneaky energies may have been what you did if you choose to look at it that way as well. So let's clarify the energies of the underlying question, which is the choice that you made. Okay, they want me to pull out some other cards. Sorry about that. They want me to grab some interesting, the crystal and mandala deck. Okay. Sure. Sure. Oh, off the top of the deck. Okay. We have, oh, nice. Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli, the Vision. And the number on the card, if you can see that, is 444. Okay. So what is the vision? What is the choice that you chose to make? Okay. And so, they want to clarify this. So one of the choices here, is they chose that you wouldn't be able to see as you normally could see. You wouldn't be able to hear as you normally could hear. You wouldn't be able to taste or smell or experience as you normally would. So where you may have been extremely spiritually gifted and advanced, you chose that because of these darker energies, and you can kind of see them in this Seven of Swords, that you chose to limit yourself in certain ways to be able to make it through the energetic lessons that you had agreed to. Okay. Love it. Thank you. Okay. So we're gonna just leave that. I guess we could put that under here, right? Okay. All right. So the other part of that we want to explain is some of it is also calling upon the angelic realm and saying, please help me. What is it that I do now? And so we want to answer that with the next card, and that is Meaningful Sacrifice. Ascended Master Jesus and Rosafia. That's Crystalline Master 333. Okay. And so what it's saying is that where you may have been an ascended master before, you may have been a very evolved soul, you made the choice to go about this life a little bit differently, more slowly, more intentionally, and more dully than you had really ever before. And the reason is for karmic grace. Wow. Okay. And so we have the Ascended Master, Serapis Bay, and Clear Calcite and Karmic Grace. Okay. So they're really clarifying this card here in saying that you chose to, and they clarified when I said sacrifice, I think I actually said that word, to sacrifice some things so that you could allow your mother to learn her lessons. And so this is going to be unique for those that were working through energies with their mother and helping them to learn that you understood that because of what she was coming in with, because of all of the things that she brought that you hadn't intended to work on, that you had to make a choice, and you had to choose between being yourself or making it through this life alive long enough and not just choosing to go by the wayside or to leave. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next card. So that's a very interesting energy, but I kind of love it. Okay. And so as we continue with what was the vision, we have the Five of Cups. So what was happening, right? What was happening throughout your life then as a result of this choice? I love how these cards came out because there was a lot of major arcana going on here with just the Lover's card and the Devil card and the Death card here. Right? So they're saying that, and then we have Judgment and Tower as well. And so the underlying issue was who she was, or the overarching, right? The energy of the cards is who she was, what was going on, and that you had to make a choice. You had a choice on how to handle this life. And so this resulted in the Five of Cups really does illustrate sadness, melancholy. Like you can see there's actually in this card broken cups as well. And she has kind of a solemn, sad or something look upon her face. And it's like not really being able to love the choice that you made. So the card, in my opinion, is crying over your past choices, right? And not recognizing that underneath it all, you were still this ascended master. And so that you had mastered so many lessons, that you had made a choice in this life to and not really recognized it. So what was going on is you hadn't recognized the choice that you made and why it is that you made it, because you identified with this choice and having buried your deepest self within so many layers of karmic grace. And so by this choice of you just saying, energetically, like your energy was literally crying, is the kind of energy that I'm getting here. And the Five of Cups, though, does offer a other option, right? It is that there could be a future bridge, if you allow it. Right? So in the past, you weren't really recognizing that there could be a future bridge. But what happened here then, the crowning energies, is the Death card, right? So you were in a state that you didn't even recognize, but ultimately the energies, the crowning energies, was the Death card, right? So we have another major arcana, a huge cycle. So she is a cycle, the choice is a cycle, and then we have the accumulation of the Death card, and that is a complete ending and great change, right? And so this makes incredible sense now. And so we still have this overarching energy of the devil, but we choose to release all of those energies and have complete energetic change. And you can see there is green starting to emerge from this card as well, right? So the green is starting to emerge because it is a significant ending, because at any point when you brought in another soulmate to trigger things within you, it would cause a complete renewal, right? And so it is a significant change. The Death card is a significant ending in your energy, in your life, for great change to happen, right? And so then we have this interesting, so that is, in my eyes here, they want me to pull more cards so that you understand, but it is the spiritual awakening, right? It is the choice that you made and coming into alignment with your true authentic self. So let me figure out what cards we need here. Okay, so we're going to clarify with these are Lenormand cards. They want me to do a regular shuffle. Okay. So we want to clarify this Death card and what really... Oh, okay. These are fun. What really happened? I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see me shuffling these, but... Okay, so we're clarifying this the crowning energy of the Death card, which is letting go of all the devil energy. All right, so we have the community, okay? So you can see there's actually people in the foreground and people in the background. So, love that. I see why they picked these particular cards. And so, we have these people, and so what it's showing is that there were people that you brought in physically, that were called to you, that helped you to recognize, to make choices again, to awaken yourself to your true authentic self, right? So there were perhaps an older gentleman, perhaps another woman, and a child that were brought into your life and brought about a greater sense of renewal within you. And so the child may have been, maybe around that age now. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily need to signify that particular gender, but what we're getting at here is there were physical people brought in to assist you. There were also then spirits in the background of major accord assisting you as well. So this great, significant energy in your life happened in people being brought into your life, as well as there being a large number of beings from the celestial realm participating in your energetic renewal of yourself. And that will come about more and more over time because of the significance of all of these choices and how your life transpired. So they want me to clarify this a bit more. Okay, then we have despair. Okay. So that makes sense. So they were saying because of all the things that happened in your life, these were also some elements of despair. Oh, interesting. Okay. And so there may have been some people that left your life as well as some people that came in. So because of the despair of the people that were brought in, as well as in general your life, there is going to continue to be a significant amount of change that occurs. Okay. So that's all they wanted on that particular one. We're moving on to the Four of Cups. And so the Four of Cups energy is really, can I have a new choice? And I like this particular card because I'm going to let go of the traditional meaning of it and simply allow it to say, okay, I see these choices, but I also see this choice. And I want to not have these choices that were present in my life. I wish to not have the choices that were presented to me in the past, but I see this lighter, brighter option, and I really wish for that particular choice, right? And so it's a lot of choices here, right? And a new offer and a need to review the offer as well is part of the Four of Cups. Is like, okay, I see that there are offers, and what is it that I want to choose? So this is a very complex card in that it is, I don't love the past choices. I see more choices. What I want is my golden light choice. Okay. So then we got out some clarifying cards, right? And so it is understanding that we're just going to read the energies and maybe not do it as you may have traditionally learned it. Okay. So, they want me to start over here. And it is the Page of Coins is sort of illustrating here the Four of Cups and the underlying energies here in your subconscious, and what you know to be going on is a new offer, right? So the Page of Coins, the Page of Coins is a new offer a new message, right? And so it recognizes this, this Four of Cups, which is also a need to review choices, right? And so you're seeing a new offer coming towards you because you know that you are no longer in this Five of Cups energy. You are now in the Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Cups is absolutely beautiful and loving and supportive. And you can see she is a woman of the sea in this particular card with the fish swimming around her. And so, there's, in this case, must be the cups. So she is looking there very clearly saying, I am in a loving energy and I am willing to overturn my entire life in order to have a new choice. And that is what this Tower card is. So the ultimate energy, if you look at this tower, it is kind of a floating globe. But there is light coming up and bursting down these pillars. As in, I am going to find the energy that is out there that is meant for me. I surrender to what it is that I need to do. And I do not allow for the world to allow me to be this past energy. I do not allow for these past people in my life to be who I am anymore. I choose to take down my own tower because I choose to release the energy that was held within me so that I can choose to build my own life. And so this card is really showing us that there is a great need to allow all of those choices from the past to fall from your life so that you can make sure that you are controlling the path. I don't really love the energy of the word control, but that's really what it is. Because you can choose the past choices, you can choose the past people, or you can choose to release what it is that is no longer making sense anywhere around you, right? The pillars that were holding you up were falsities. And so you're burning them to a crisp in order to allow the needed changes. Because if you don't allow the needed change in order to bring about this choice, you're not going to love the outcome. So it is a need to completely release the energies of your entire life that you have been experiencing. It is this underlining sacrifice energy that has to be let go of. You can no longer consider yourself a sacrificial lamb to this energy because you have awoken to who it is that you truly are, and you're choosing the light choice above all else. So they want me to clarify this Tower card a little bit more. Let me see what they want here. What? Okay. Oh, so these are the, they're called reincarnation. I look at them as kind of like past life cards. And so, they're also interesting for somebody. It's called Awakening Far Memory. So that's probably part of the lesson here. We're shuffling these cards. Okay, so they want to clarify this Tower energy. Okay, these are interesting. Now we need to actually shuffle them. Okay. So we're clarifying the Tower, and what is it that you're being asked to let go of, to surrender? What is it that's really no longer serving you? So that you can avoid disruptive change in your life. And so it could be also that it is going to be disruptive change. It has been disruptive change, but that you can know what it is that you're being asked to, to release or possibly sacrifice. Okay. So they want 4 cards in this case. So for the Tower card, we clarify fire. Okay. And then we have Central Asia, Tibet. Then we have Greece. And then we have suicide. Whoa. That's interesting. Okay. Now I see why they would use these specific weird cards. Okay. So, what do we need to know about the Tower card? What are you being asked to let go of? And it's a lot. What it is all of your reincarnated lives and experiences. Right? So the fire card is the energy of let it all go. It is the elements, right? Earth, air, fire, water. It is energetically releasing all aspects of yourself, every man, woman, and child that you have ever been. Right? So we got from Central Asia to Greece, and any time that you actually died. Right? And so it is spiritually here showing us that across the globe you have been present and you have been witnessing things in many lifetimes. And what you're being asked to let go of is all of that energy entirely. Right? And so that makes sense. What it means, next card, okay, is a very deep energetic release. And we have military. Okay. They said it's the best we could do with this particular deck, which makes sense. So what does that really mean? Well, it means that another card? Dark Ages. Okay. It's like, let go, take care to ensure that if you want the growth to happen, you are going to have a very regimented cycle of energy healing and release, and what we would call a military salute to releasing every single life that you have ever had. They were drawing my attention to the 3s here, but that it is going forth throughout your entire existence and releasing every single energetic aspect of war, right? And any particular energies you were ever present in to bring about the spiritual growth that you really truly desire. So what you're okay, they said that's good enough. What they're clarifying here is it's everything you've ever been, done, or experienced. This is a complete release of your identity, right? Releasing identity of who it is that you were across all time and space, reality, dimension, and beyond, right? And those are the words in my vocabulary. And so it is a need to recognize the Tower card is complete renewal of your soul. Okay, thank you for that. So that is the underlying energies of the 4 of Cups energy and what it is that you are looking for. And one of the things for me is the suicide card when I'm doing, because there are other ways to leave a body, that it is specifically lives where you did die, that you're asked to release all of them. Interesting. Okay. So then we're going to look at the clarifying cards that we have in no particular order, and that is the 9 of Coins. So the underarching energy here is a need to recognize the work that you've done, the work that was done with you and for you, and that Spirit recognizes that as well. And the 9 is not a completion card, right? But here we're looking at that a lot of healing has taken place. And it really is looking for those very much higher aspects to be healed now. We can do more cards on this. Okay. Oh, good. So they want to clarify, and I'm getting here that this is like your senses, your ability to sense and know and feel and understand, right? And so that Nine of Coins energy is really a need to recognize, number one, what was already done. Ooh. And number two, what it is that is coming for you still, right? Okay. And so, interesting. Oh, more Tower. Okay, so that makes sense. Recognizing what was already done, right? And so the people and the things that have already been released. So they're saying here to recognize that that healing has already happened. Okay. They wanted 4 cards here. We have the Prince of Swords as well. These are such pretty cards. And the Prince of Swords here, oh my goodness, is really showing us that it is a new love interest coming forward, right? Oh, it's not a king. But we do see here that it's renewal, right? And so they want to be very clear about that. And then we have the Emperor. Okay. Wonderful. So this is a major arcana. So we have the Tower as a major arcana and the Emperor as a major arcana as well. And so who is the Emperor really but the true masculine who is embodying both the dark and the light within him and may be able to recognize the lightness within you as well. So this particular Emperor has, I believe that's a lion cub, as well as a dark and a light horse. So what you will notice here is when we talk about the energy of true love, that it is typically someone who has gone through similar energies that you have and is able to have a similar resonance with your lessons and understanding. And so by showing the dark and the light horse, they're showing that he didn't exactly have it easy. It may have come up a little bit differently, a little bit less desired than yours, but just know that he has had some experiences and may have also experienced some of these types of thoughts as well. So there we go. Okay, so the final card is this one. We have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is a wonderful healing energy. So the Nine of Coins, where we're saying a lot of healing has happened, we're clarifying that you have let go of a lot of things. You have let go of, you are recognizing the messages coming in for you. You're recognizing the people for who they are. And you have already had a very deep healing energy within yourself, right? And so it is healing energies that were needed and that a lot of them have already happened. So they really want me to say it is to recognize that who you're attracting now, the messages that you're attracting, the people that you're attracting are very different than they were when you were in this energy. So understanding that, we move forward to the a little wand here, to the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is typically there's more than one person in the Three of Cups, and it is in this one we're going to call it kind of a celebratory energy of you weaving your magic throughout the earth and allowing a great healing energy throughout yourself, right? And so it is healing the energies within you. And they said it's kind of important that there isn't necessarily a lot of people around, but there is a lot of healing energy, a lot of love, a lot of support, and that's probably all we really need to say. And so recognizing that a lot of healing has already happened by you doing it on your own, right? This woman really looks like she's orchestrating that happening on her own. And so where it's usually a group of people, here it is her coming together, healing the energies of the past and bringing herself into these energies. And so then we have the energy of Judgment. And so this is another major arcana card. And so what is it that you really want, right? What is it that really happened? It is a complete release. And so we were talking about that in the Tower card, and I can see it here in this Judgment card, right? It is a review of in your life and what has happened towards yourself and towards others, and a complete release of that. You can see these energies coming up, and I would say that is you calling forth every aspect of what it is that you have ever been, done, or experienced in order to heal it. And I realize this card may be one that has that stuff on it. Okay. And so that is what has happened. The underline, the why, the answer to the question is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is an energy of clarifying who this person was. And that is someone who wasn't willing to look at their own stuff, right? Who wasn't willing to face their own demons. And that is why we want to clarify that card a lot. Okay. What do we want to clarify that with? They want to clarify it with, they want to shuffle this again. Okay, so they want to clarify the Knight of Swords as far as the answer to who is my mother. And it's beyond who is it? It is in spirit form. Who is this person, and what have I been going through? Okay. So we have, love it. So the answer to the question can't be Knight of Swords, but what we have here is the resulting answer. Meaning, because of the choice that you made, because of the energy, because of the choice, because of what happened, because of your complete renewal and release, and really looking for what can I have that's better because this ain't it, means that the 10 of Cups, and it is a 10 energy, which is completion, which is your happy, loving family, whatever it is that you desire. It is true love and bliss is how I would describe the 10 of Cups card. It is having the loving relationship and the love of your life that you've always truly desired. Okay, like that. And then we have the Knight of Swords, again, clarifying that. The Knight of Swords, which is interesting because we had the Prince of Swords down here. So we have a fair amount of transition energy here in the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, as far as the answer to the question in the end, is Two of Swords. Okay. So the what was going on here, the answer to the question is that energy, this mother, has been energetically blocking your true love life, right? And so the Knight of Swords is not exactly a happy energy, and we have this here as well, it is because she was in that energy that you were yourself seeing it as well, right? Not being able to look at the things and your fears and making things feel like they weren't going to work out for you is really what it is. It's like, what is going on? Like, what is this web that has been woven for me? And how is it that I escape all of these things? And it is believing that things aren't going to work out in your favor. And it's also here, where is the my knight, right? How is it that the men that I've been presented with are who they are, right? And she was energetically allowing you to experience a lot of these things, right? And so this is showing you that the men in your life were reflecting back to you all of the energy that this mother and you were working on, and all of her energetic lessons as well. And so the Knight of Swords is really showing you that who she was someone who was blocking your ultimate goal of having a happy life, right? And so it ultimately caused you to need to release every single energy within you in order to come into a greater resonance and understanding of who you really are. Okay. Okay, so they want me to, because this is a lot, so I'm going to clear. Okay, we're going to just clean all this up. Okay, are these all this one? So we're going to start then with the second part of the question. So that was it for the mother. But there is a second part that we want to go into now that we've answered the question about who was your mother energetically to you. We want to also ask the question, who was your dad? Who was your father to you as well? Because that's an interesting part of this scenario. So we're going to go ahead and end this one here because it's already fairly significant. I want to check the battery, but we are going to do then who spiritually is my dad next. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I think that we gave a lot of information on that mother energy, and so if that resonated with you, go ahead and like and subscribe, and that's it. Thank you.